So the Sooners may have gotten a little bit of good news inside of that injury report, similar to what it did right before the Auburn game. Mainly what was omitted is where the good news lies. Some bad news, of course, came down as well today, but, we'll dive into that. We're also going to talk about some historical context about this game coming up for Red River. I told you I was going to tell you about the matchup, some historical context. We're also going to look at, who we all played against and why I actually feel like the Sooners have a chance. So hopefully I can provide you with some hopium. Let's dive into that. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. This video is powered by our partners over at Prize Picks. Prize Picks is something which you need to check out. Sign up with our code UNFAIR and get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Use the promo code UNFAIR or the link in the description below. Let's dive into, first and foremost, the news that have come down the line, especially around the injury report. We talked about it on the live stream, so if you want to go watch that and have a blast with us, we do them every Sunday and Tuesday. Wednesday night, Sunday and Wednesday. You see that here on the screen. And we broke up talking about that, but some more news came today. So let's jump into all of that. First and foremost, we'll talk about the bad news first. Deion Burks appears to be out. It sounds like as of today, as of me recording this here in the evening on Thursday, he's going to be on the out on the next report that comes out. Kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. Whatever his situation is a little bit more severe, and they're trying to be more cautious. They don't want it to lead to something bigger, similar to what's going on with like Nick Anderson. So no Burks, so that means our top 5 wide receivers are out. He's questionable on here, but he'll be moving into the out later. But when you look at this list, though, there is some notable names that aren't on here that we've talked about this week, and I want to emphasize it. First and foremost, our offensive line is about healthy. I mean, you lost Gary and Hatchett. He was one of our rotating guards and backup center, the fourth center, basically. He's the only one because he has that torn, I think he had shoulder surgery, and so he's done for the year. Besides that, nobody else on the offensive line is on there. Gotta feel good. That means continuity for like 4 weeks straight in practice. Whew. A month of practice and continuity warms your heart. Plus, you'll have a swing guard in Troy Everett who can also play center. He's back healthy. So I'm sensing we'll probably see a little bit of him. You'll see a little bit, mixed in with the entire line, or we may see one full line. We saw that at Auburn. I'm happy about that. That's a very good thing, is that the line looks like it's got some continuity. The other one on here is Deshaun McCullough. We talked about him on Locked On Sooners as well as on here a little bit, but he had a really good game against Texas. 5 tackles and a tackle for a loss. He was a part of that goal line stand. That's a big one for us. I feel like he brings an additional element, not only on the pass rush, but also playing a little bit of cheetah, because him and Kendall Dobie were your cheetahs. Kendall ended up winning the job just because of his versatility in coverage. But Deshaun graded very well in coverage last season. And so now you can leverage him a little bit more, especially with his frame, 6'4", 6'5". He's got the big long wingspan. He's going to be disruptive, and he's really good at rushing. So I expect a lot of him in a lot of random packages, a lot of good packages to get him going after the quarterbacks, because if he can get in there and get some swats, get some knockdowns, you're winning. That means that turnover on downs is going to come. Punts are going to come. I see that coming out of him. So that's kind of what I saw in this injury report. Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts, how y'all feel about that portion of it. Next thing, let's talk context. Texas is coming in. They're number 1. Shout out to him. First time they were number 1 in this game since I think when Mac Brown was coaching at Oklahoma. Yeah, Mac Brown was a coach at Oklahoma at one point. Just know that he's one of the, I think he's offensive coordinator or something of that nature. And so when Mac Brown was here, get you the exact year real quick. I had it pulled up and closed the wrong tab. But Mac Brown was offensive coordinator in 1984. That was when Texas was number 1. We played against them. It was the last time. Pretty fascinating, right? I think Oklahoma's had a few more than that. But when it came to Texas being a favorite in this game, There's been about 9 times. Right now, Oklahoma is 4-5 in those games since 1999, and they're 4-4-1 against the spread with a 5-4 roughly in the over/under. Put this on the screen for you. The only concern I have in this game here is the last time Texas had this large of a spread, the game ended up being a blowout, 45-12. Now it's in 2005. You remember that 2005 Oklahoma team? I mean, not too many of you do. It was an 8-14 with Bob Stoops at quarterback. Paul Thompson started the season. And then Rent Bomar ended up coming in because of the loss to start the season against TCU. And TCU was a home loss. It was a home loss to TCU. And that was when TCU was in the Mountain West. Season did not go too well. Oklahoma traveled out to UCLA, lost that game. So they went into Red River at 2-2. Texas walked in number 2 team in the country. And that was the year that Texas won the national championship. I know. A little doom there. I get it. But we were shuffling between Rhett Bomar and Paul Thompson. Actually, Rhett Bomar ended up starting, and Paul Thompson ended up moving to wide receiver after that, after the TCU game, unfortunately. But I don't think we'll have that situation this time around. It doesn't feel like we're going to have that once again. I have a lot more confidence in what we're doing on offense than that. But we also had Adrian Peterson at running back, right? He ran for 1,100 yards that season. And he was basically, they were stacking the box on him. Him and Keywan were your backs with Dante Hickson, Jacob Gutierrez. You had Alan Patrick was here. Right. All the dudes that grew into something special. Right. That year, Texas got it. Got to give them that. But then we look at some of the context around this season. Let me pull this up. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. Prize Picks is the most fun I've had playing daily fantasy sports this season. I've got to jump on some NFL games, and I got this line up here. I'm going to put this on the screen. Got these 5 players. The good thing with Prize Picks, you can sign up with our code UNFAIR and get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 plus lineup. So you can see here, this is the lineup that I'm working with. I've got Brock Purdy. I've got Tyler Lockett. Tulsa boy. Derrick Henry, George Kittle, as well as a little DK Metcalf action. And you can just pick more or less based upon their projected stats. Put that lineup in. And the good thing is it's very simple to play. Took me about 60 seconds to get this in because the game's going to start soon. And I'm always last minute. So make sure you check out Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com and use the code UNFAIR to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play a $5 lineup. Again, check out Prize Picks. Links on the screen as well as the code on the screen and the link in the description below. Check out Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Shout out to my guy Jacob over there at the tunnel. This is who Texas has played compared to us as far as ratings going right now. We played a lot better offenses. Not offense as good as Texas, per se, but we played better offenses overall with Tennessee, Tulane, and Auburn being a lot better in comparison to Colorado State, Michigan, Mississippi State, UTSA, and ULM. Way better offenses. And our defense has fared well. We are defensively in efficiency. We're number 9 in the country right now. So we're doing something right. Now, if you listen to Locked On Sooners, you heard my guy Jonathan Davis over at Locked On Longhorns, and all he kept talking about is, you guys are like 40-something in pass defense. Yes, raw numbers we are. We've also played a lot better offenses, which is why, efficiency-wise, we're a lot higher. Look at the defenses we played. Tennessee's considered the number 1 defense in efficiency. They don't give up very many points, similar to us. They're better than Michigan. And in that game, we had a quarterback change mid-game. If we didn't turn the ball over back twice right after fumbles, we probably win that game. Just saying. So woulda, coulda, shoulda's there. But if we probably started Michael Hawkins at the beginning of that game, we win that game. That's my point. Taking care of the ball is critical. And look at what we've gone against. Defensively, we've gone against better defenses too. Even Auburn is better than a lot of what they have. I mean, it's just the number to tell you. Houston as well. Houston's up there with Michigan in efficiency. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy to think that? But there's so many variables that go into that. My point here is Texas has a good defense based upon who they played. You play who's on your schedule, so you can't knock them for that. But I don't think they have not seen a defense like ours. And our defense is better this year than it was last year. Texas will say their offense is better this year than last year. Cool. So was our defense. Now, the one thing about this game that's going to be critical for Oklahoma is how we run this O. Michael Hawkins has an opportunity to be another Dylan Gabriel superhero, Super Saiyan type game. We've got a lot of unknown at the wide receiver spot. Our running backs aren't really doing much. But if we get enough good misdirection going with Hawkins and Taylor Tatum's back. That's one I did not mention in the injury report. My apologies. Taylor Tatum's not on there. He's going to play in this game. So you get a two-back set, some 21, 22 personnel situations, which would be interesting, and even go into some 12. I don't know how Texas handles that because they're not used to it. It's different. It's going to be a different look, especially with a quarterback that can actually make throws. Those Michigan quarterbacks can't make throws. We've seen that. Michael Hawkins has proven he can. He did it against Auburn. He started making some deep passes in Auburn, looking at the advanced metric numbers. They're not horrible. They're a lot better than some of the teams that Texas has played. So what we got to do is execute. And also, Texas gave up the ball a few times against Mississippi State before they blew them out in the second half. We are very opportunistic as well. We like causing fumbles and we like getting interceptions. As long as we do that, I think we're going to be fine. So tell me what y'all think. Y'all, did they get a little hopium? Hop in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. How y'all feeling about this game this weekend? I know a lot of y'all stressed out about it. I am. I'm not stressed. I have concerns in this one now. But the good thing is the line has some continuity. We'll see if they muscle up, see if they toughen up and do it. Hawkins now has got some continuity at quarterback. Let's see if he makes it happen. Him with J.J. Hester, with Jaquez Petaway, Brennan Thompson. Heck, toss a little bit of that, Jacoby Johnson salsa in there. Zion Kearney, hopefully he gets and shows his athleticism. These are some top 150 recruits. Go out there and show us why you're top 150 recruits. Now you're young, but we get it. We can do that. You made this far, like the content, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We'd love for y'all to join this family of Sooner fans talking OU football, SEC, college football. Hadn't realized doing it. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. They are taking care of you all. You sign up with our code UNFAIR and get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 plus lineup. You use our link here in the description below and the promo code UNFAIR. All right, we'll chop it up. I don't know. Day or two. Get ready for the game. Safe travels for anybody's going to it. And we'll recap it once it's over. Peace.